Gotta aim for the top like, hello. Yeah, I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element, it's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. I snap for the sun like Diddy, the riches got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me, putting on for my city like OAGZ. Set the pace as long as you finish, consumers find a way inside your business. Babble if they try to dabble in it and they hate the fact that they may have to witness. You try to aim for the top like this and you're in your element with a fire like this, and they hoping you fall and they praying you miss, but it's all in the risk. I got you with the switch, you know I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas, 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, cause I know.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Printing Money Podcast. Woohoo! I got my boy Big Al back. We are happy to be here. How you doing, brother?
Fucking great. I'm not sick anymore. I'm not dying. I'm not like coughing a lung. We had to edit the film 1,800 times. So, we're good now.
I did have to do that like 1,800 times. It's true. It's okay. I appreciate the fact that you sucked up that entire episode despite dying the entire episode. Everyone appreciates it. You didn't even do that bad. Like, you actually said intelligent things despite the fact that you couldn't even think straight at all. It was good.
I was watching that video back and I was like, I look like absolute dog shit.
Yeah, you struggled a lot. I don't think people realize how many cuts we actually made in that video. It was a rough week, man, but we appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Travis Cochran, and we are ready for what should be another epic week. I mean, I went off last week. I'm not sure if you caught the podcast. I know you weren't here. I went crazy, dude. We won almost everything.
That's good.
Literally won almost everything. So we're up to 69.2% on the season, and hopefully we can keep that rolling. I've got some thoughts this week, and honestly, I thought last week was a tough week. So I'm pretty happy that we hit almost every single NFL play last week, considering it was kind of a tough slate.
Yeah, my week 3 was the best. I only lost 2 picks. It was the Cowboys, which killed me in all my parlays.
Everyone lost the cow. I don't know anyone that didn't lose the cow.
Yeah.
I lost the Cowboys too. That was gross. We got it back last week though. They showed up against the Patriots. Although I think we're fading the Cowboys this week. We'll see when we get there. But all right, let's start it off. We've got the Washington Commanders playing host to the Chicago Bears, who I think at this point are just tanking and praying for the number 1 and number 2 overall picks back to back. I don't know.
The people with that is like, okay, if you get their number 1, 2 picks, then like, what are you gonna do? You have Justin Fields, who actually he had a really good game last week. Let's get wrong. He had a really good game last week until the end, but overall 4 touchdowns.
Let's be clear. Justin Fields isn't the problem with the Chicago Bears. Coaching is the problem with Chicago Bears. Having one of the worst defenses in the history of the NFL is a problem with the Chicago Bears. And then you had a bunch of really bad players ranked at the very bottom of all their positions who are now injured, being replaced by the backups that were worse than those bad players. They have no defense, man.
They don't.
And the head coach and Fields don't get along at all. And they have some defensive coordinator issue that's feeling a lot like a Penn State tragic thing is about to show up here in the next coming days, because we all know it's not family and health issues. So yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on in Chicago, but they're not winning any football games anytime soon from where I'm sitting.
I mean, Matt Eberflus really cost me that game and not kicking the field goal on 4th and 3. I mean, you know what? It's a tied ball game. Yeah, you're at your own. I think they're on their own 32-yard line, so I know it was like a 50-yard field goal. But like, bro, it's 2 minutes left in the game. Kick the field goal and try to at least go up by 3. I mean, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. You're not. But whatever. I mean, that's Matt Eberflus for you. I mean, it was great. He was such a good coach for the Colts. I thought he was a great coach, defensive coordinator for the Colts. So it's just a shame seeing him, struggle right now. But,
they can't seem to get on the same page at all. They're at war amongst each other, and you can't be at war within your own army that needs to go to war on the field. That's not how it works. Meanwhile, on the other side of that coin, you've got the Commanders who finally pulled it together. Not shocking that they got right against Philly. That was one of my hottest takes of last week, is fade the Eagles. The Eagles just aren't that good. I don't care. Their public perception is much higher than their actual play on the field. The Commanders always play this game close. 9 points in a division game is insane.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Commanders. I teased the Eagles down like an idiot, and I pushed, but whatever.
So,
I don't know why I didn't think about it. I really should have consulted you first when I did that. Actually, you told me that. I'm like, oh my god, that's right. They always play them tough. Like they always fucking play them tough. And I thought, like, okay, -3. You know,
I mean, play them tough. They should have won the game.
Yeah,
honestly, they should have won the game.
Yeah. That's all. I thought -3 was a safer bet, but you know, oh well. I messed up. But
we've got Washington at -5.5 in a bunch of places. Some places -6 right now, with an over of 44.5. I got to be honest with you. I'm just laying it. I think I'm just laying it. I think Chicago's this bad of a football team. I do. And I get it. Their offense looked okay last week against Denver, who gave 70 up the week before and has played no defense all year. This is the Washington Commanders defensive line. I don't think they're putting up anything. And if Sam Howell plays half as good as did last week, Washington's just a much better coached, much more complete football team at home, short week, coming off a high-energy game where they've got a lot of confidence right now, and Chicago can't be confident in anything they've done. They've done nothing all year.
Yeah. I think I personally think this is the type of game I look at, and I was looking at the props on this game, and I think if I had to pick my strongest play on this game, is I like Justin Fields over 8.5 carries. In this game, I think Justin Fields may run the ball a lot. So I think he gets at least double-digit carries in this game. So I think the prop I would go with is over 8.5 carries with Justin Fields. And actually, because the defenses on both sides are not that great, 44.5 overplay as well. So
there's 2 points here. So I teased the Commanders to a pick 'em. I think most people will do that. I think people are pretty confident the Commanders are going to win. I'm likely going to lay less on just the straight-up spread because I actually think they just cover. It's a lot to get on a Commanders team at this number. I got it, but that's how much I don't believe in the Bears, honestly. Beyond that, here's my problem. Prime time unders just hit. The over never hits, and I got duped into this on Monday. I took the over in the Seattle game because I got it down to 40, and it's like 40 points is nothing. And then Daniel Jones comes out and gets sacked 11 times and puts up 3 points, and just the Giants are horrendous. Well, so are the Bears. So are the Bears. You're going to tell me the Seattle Seahawks defense is that good? Because they're not. They're not. And I don't trust it. I think teasing the over-under to 50 might be better. I don't know. I'm probably going to leave the over-under alone because I agree with you. Statistically on paper, just looking at the number, I like the over. But the fact is, prime time unders pay money in this league. That's what they do. Short week, unrested teams, they print. They absolutely print. So betting against the trends, when I like a lot of other bets this week, just seems tough for me.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I will tell you that my favorite bet in this game is actually Sam Howell rushing yards total over 12.5. I don't know why it's so low. I have no idea. He ran the football incredibly well last week. I think there are going to be designed runs for him in the script this week. And the Bears arm tackle like a high school freshman team.
You have 12.5 as his rushing yards?
Yeah, I put him in yesterday. 12.5 is his rushing yard total. What do you see it at right now? I'm sure it went up.
I'm at 15 on one book.
Honestly, 15 is golden. I like this number at like 19.5.
14.5 another book.
Yeah. So it's went up a little bit. Obviously, some other people are on this number. I get it.
What's the averaging per game so far, the first 4 games?
No, but he went well over that in the Philly game last week in a game where he finally got some confidence against a decent pass rush, and they were actually designed game scripting for him to do so.
The only problem I have with that is that Bears don't have a really good decent pass rush. So I think Sam Howell's going to have plenty of time in the pocket to throw the ball. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's going to have plenty of time. I think he's going to have plenty of time to do whatever he wants, I guess is the point I'm getting at. And it's just not that many yards.
Yeah, but I mean, what hurts my quarterbacks is because it's just I know it's in small number 15, but what worries me is, say he gets 15, 16 yards, right? You got it, but then they kneel the ball for the win. Then you lose 2 yards every time. I don't know. I just feel like I get that's your play. My play is Justin Fields over 8.5 carries. I think that's my play on this game. I don't like much else in that. And maybe anytime.
So I'll tell you right now, he had 40 yards against the Eagles, 18 yards against the Bills, 13 yards against the Broncos, and 11 against the Cardinals.
Yeah, I really don't think Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields over 46.5 rushing yards and over 8.5 carries. Actually, I did a 3-pick same game parlay, and it's Justin Fields over 8.5 carries, over 46.5 yards, and at least 1 rushing touchdown.
Got it.
Yeah, 3-team parlay pays $425.
Plus 425. I definitely love the anytime touchdown for sure. We're there. He's the best anytime touchdown bet on the entire football team. That's a problem, by the way. Right now, it looks like 52% of the bets have come in on Washington, 41% of the money. So the pros are actually backing this line on the Bears here. I can't do it. I get it. It's a big, chalky number with a bad football team, and normally that means you take the underdog, but the underdog is the Bears, and I'm just at this point I'm ready. I'm ready to tell you the Bears are the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah,
they just are.
The Commanders are a letdown team, and I just feel like the Bears have a chance to win the game. So yeah, I feel like my strongest play are those pretty props, and if you have to do a between a total and the game pick, I go the over. I think easily both teams score over 20 points. 27-24.
Al likes the props and the over. I'm going to stick with Washington at the pick'em, and I may lay the 5.5. I'm going to see what the line looks like tomorrow. We'll go with it there. It's not because I have confidence in the Commanders. As you can see, they are not listed on the lock it in. They're not there. I just don't have confidence in the Bears to win a football game. They got to show me something. It's bad.
Yeah.
Anyways. Teams that aren't bad. To 2 teams that got victories last week. To the Buffalo Bills, minus 5.5 in London against the Jacksonville Jaguars, where, quite frankly, we might as well just move the team to Europe. They play much better in London than they've ever played in Florida, obviously. And it's shocking to me how good Jacksonville is in London. But are they good enough to overcome the Bills?
No. Buffalo losing Tre'Davious White, their corner. We also have in the Cowboys and they lost Trevon Diggs. Okay, Diggs covers a lot of that field. And when the Cowboys lost Diggs, their defense just, didn't do well. Plus against Arizona. Last week, yeah, but New England sucks. Okay. And I feel like Cowboys play a lot different at home than they do on the road. So I feel like when you lose your top corner, it's really huge against your defense. And losing Tre'Davious White is going to hurt the Bills' defense, I think. Can Jordan Poyer stay healthy? Their safety, can their other corners stay healthy? That's an important thing because it's only week 4 and you lost your starting corner for the whole season. So,
but the fact is that their starting corner went down in the first quarter last week. It didn't seem to stop them from slowing down Miami.
It's true. Tyreek Hill was only held to 3 catches. That's a good point.
They just have a good scheme. The fact is they have good coaching. They know how to create pressure despite not having Von Miller. Von Miller may return for this game. They're the number 1 rated team right now in pressure on the quarterback. That's despite playing multiple division games against very good people at this point. They've played some quarterbacks at this point. And T-Law, Trevor Lawrence, does not look like a good quarterback right now at all. And I get that they manhandled the Atlanta Falcons last week, and I said they would do that because Desmond Ridder is atrocious. Josh Allen is probably the league MVP right now if you had to vote today. And he finally did that thing I've been waiting on him to do for years. I don't know if you saw my take on Allen last week about how he mentally breaks down in these big game moments, and I was kind of hoping he would finally overcome that, and he did. He rose to the occasion last week and played that game the same way that he normally pounces on bad football teams, right? The fact of the matter is the favorite in London covers the spread and wins that game over 70% of the time at this point. And Josh Allen, in his career, okay, I have it here, give me 1 second. Josh Allen, in his career, 59 wins, 45 of them came by more than 7 points. Jeez. He just trashes bad football teams. He's made an entire career of doing it. So The fact is, he's just going to cover this spread so much here historically. That's what he does. I don't have any faith in Trevor Lawrence. The only part in this game I don't like is that Jacksonville did not fly back. Why would they? And they've been sitting in London getting acclimated to where they are for a week.
Yeah.
And that's going to matter. And the Bills are coming off an emotional high roller coaster against the Dolphins where they basically think they just won the division. In their eyes, that game was for the division.
Yeah.
So it's a letdown spot. I just don't know if it matters. I think the Bills are that much better than Jacksonville. I've already teased this to be a pick'em. I'm probably laying the 5.5. I don't think the number's really going anywhere. I haven't seen any movement on it at all. Right now, you've got 73% of the bets on the Bills and 69% of the money. So literally, public, sharps, everyone's aligned in the fact that the Bills are the team. Yet the line hasn't moved. It opened at 5.5.
Yeah, I have the Bills in my teasers. I have a teaser with Chiefs and Niners. So I took on +0.5. I think the Bills win this game regardless.
I think the Bills win this game by double digits.
Yeah.
So that's a pick for
I'm
me.
hoping some money comes in late and the drops line to like 5.5 to 4, 5 or 4. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I do 5.5 regardless, but if we can get it down to 5,
I've taken it currently on 4 teasers right now. That's how well I like him on the pick'em. I've not taken it at 5.5, and it's not on the lock it in because, quite frankly, to me, there's no difference between 5.5 and 6, really. And if it hasn't moved at 73% of the bets and 69% of the money, I can't really see it moving. But maybe we'll get some late resurgence on Jacksonville here that pushes it down to 4, something like that, where I can see because 4 is a much better number than 5.5 for sure, and 6 isn't all that much different than 5.5. I haven't laid it yet. I will lay it before Sunday. I'm just trying to see if I'm going to get any help. I doubt I do. But to me, I think it's just a clear-cut Buffalo Bills is by far the best bet in this game. There's an over of 48.5. Do you have an opinion on the over? I don't have enough trust in Jacksonville's offense against a good defense to lay it, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the game, being like 27-18, which would be over on a teaser. So, I think maybe teasing the over would be the way to go.
Well, I mean, the problem with that is if you think the game is going to be that close to the low end of the teaser number, then the obvious bet here is you just take 54 in the under.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is I just don't think I'm comfortable doing either one because you don't know which version of Trevor Lawrence you're going to get, which is why we're both very happy to bet Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So if we're that unsure, then just fade and find better spots. I think the plays here are Buffalo and just hammer Buffalo.
Yep, Buffalo it is.
Speaking of the team the Jacksonville Jaguars played against last week and Desmond Ridder, we're going to go back home to the ATL. Yeah! The Atlanta Falcons are going to host my boy, C.J. Stroud and the Texans. I love this kid, man. I'm all in on the C.J. Stroud freaking train. It's left the station. We're rolling. I don't even have a ticket. I'm hanging on the back and flopping around right now. We're ready to go. C.J. Stroud. Yeah. Atlanta with Desmond Ridder. -2?
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible. I guess they're their home team. I mean, they're under the key number 3. So obviously the line odd makers know that this game's going to be a close game. If you can't get a 3-point favorite at home, then odd makers know that it pretty much is a pick'em game. That it's too close, but you got to give the edge of the home team with 2 points.
So here's what's crazy. Okay, this is absolutely crazy to me. 75% of the bets are on Houston, 61% of the money. So again, you're aligned in the fact that pros and Joes alike love the Texans here.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone saw Desmond Ridder play football the last 2 weeks, which is weird because I didn't. I've actually been looking to see when he was going to play football again. I haven't seen him do that since week 2. But everyone saw him on a football field doing a thing he was supposed to be quarterbacking. And I don't believe he could do anything to keep up with this Texans offense. To me, this line is set as the Texans are due for a letdown after a big win of the Steelers, which I called, by the way, because the Steelers are terrible. The Texans are due for a massive letdown. C.J. Stroud should regress to the mean sometime soon. He's still a rookie. He's going to have games where he looks like a rookie. I got it. None of that matters because Desmond Ridder sucks.
He's terrible.
Like, I fade this game this week if they announce they're benching Desmond Ridder. I fade the game.
I don't
But as
understand
long
it.
as you're starting Desmond Ridder, I'm betting good quarterbacks. Now, I get it. I backed Atlanta earlier this year. Yeah, I backed Atlanta against Bryce Young, who I don't believe in a rookie's first game in the NFL. And we were right. I backed Atlanta against Jordan Love, who you love, but I don't. I'm not backing Atlanta when I think the quarterback is good. So as soon as they played Trevor Lawrence, I said Trevor Lawrence just destroys Desmond Ridder. And he did. The Jags looked great. Now, C.J. Stroud, in my opinion, is playing at a higher level currently than Trevor Lawrence. How in the world do you not back him here? And say what you want about the fact that DeMeco Ryans is a first-year head coach. He's a first-year head coach out of San Francisco's system. That's not the same thing. This team is ready to play football. The Texans stopped the run at a much higher rate than they ever have in probably the organization's history. I'll have to check that stat, but I'm fairly confident I'm right in that. And all Atlanta can do is try to run the ball, which they've not been able to do in 2 straight weeks. They couldn't do it against Detroit. They couldn't do it against Jacksonville and London. You think suddenly they're going to do it against DeMeco Ryans? Because I don't.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going Houston. I'm all day long. You know, right now, just talking about 3 games. You know, I'm doing a 2-team teaser on Bills and the Texans right now.
Yeah.
Bills pick them, Texans
and
plus.
My fear here was I think this is a classic Sharps bet Atlanta spot. It's what it felt like to me all week. I thought I was going to be on here, kind of like last week when I had to come on here and say take Tennessee, and it was one of those like I'm going to bet Tennessee because Vrabel's the best coaching home dog of all time, which is what I said. And they won. And it was a game where every sharp in the world bet Tennessee and everyone else bet the Bengals. That's exactly what happened, right? And I'm on Tennessee on this side going like, I don't like it. I hate pressing this button, but I have to press this button right now. This is not Mike Vrabel. This is not the Titans defense. This is not a team that has a good home record. And I don't care if they're supposed to have a letdown and Atlanta's supposed to cover. This league is about quarterbacks. Atlanta doesn't have one.
No quarterback at all. And you have all those weapons. You have Drake London. You have Kyle Pitts. You know,
yeah, and none of them are doing anything. Lock it in. Texans +2. Lock it in. Take it on the money line. I don't really care. I don't think it matters. I think they win this game outright. Whatever you do, tease the Texans to +8. That's one of the easiest teaser bets ever. I have them on like 3 teasers already. So if you think it's a bounce back spot, the Sharps, this, that, okay, fine. At least tease them to 8. Because Atlanta's not winning by more than 1 score. All their games play close. That's what they do. But the fact is, not even the Sharps want Atlanta. 61% of the money on Houston, 75% of the bets. No one wants Atlanta. Absolutely no one wants to back the Dirty Birds.
Well, I just locked in my bet on the Texans money line. That's it. That's locked in right now. Done deal.
Perfect. We've got the Detroit Lions. All that Detroit muscle rolling around Michigan right now. They're fired up and ready to go. They've got 81% of the bets. They've got 69% of the money. They're laying 9.5 to the Carolina Panthers.
It's a big number.
That's a big number, Al. What do you got?
Lions looked really good against the Packers in Green Bay. Now they come back home against a Panthers team that is weak on defense. Bryce Young has not been playing too bad. The problem with Bryce Young is that he's turned the ball over, fumbling it. He's not throwing picks, but he's not holding on the ball. And I think that the Detroit Lions pass rush is going to get a few fumble sacks off of Bryce Young. And I think Detroit wins this game by 20. I think the Detroit Lions score a defensive touchdown. I really think that's a good play. If you guys want to do a prop, do a defensive touchdown with the Lions. I think it does happen either pick 6 or fumble 6. Yeah, I think the Lions absolutely destroy the Panthers. I don't think the Panthers can keep up with the Lions offense. And I don't think they can score much on that defense. If they score, it's going to be towards late. Maybe a couple field goals when they get downfield here and there. But I don't see them getting in the end zone too often. This game, I'm looking at like 34-13 is my prediction of the score in this game.
So are you teasing the Lions or are you laying the Lions?
I'm laying the Lions 9.5.
9.5. Yeah.
I
I don't hate it. I didn't lock it in, but I'm not saying I won't lay it. I was kind of hoping that some pro money comes in on Carolina because it's just such a big number, and I get a little bit of a better price here before Sunday. I don't know if I will. I can tell you I laid the teaser early in the week, so I have Detroit -3, which I can't tell you how much I love that bet, if you can get it. However, this is just... First of all, they're the survivor pick of the week. This is absolutely where you use the Detroit Lions. They're not losing at home to Bryce Young. They're not. Aiden Hutchinson's about to have a field day with this young man. Okay, this kid is going to fumble the ball all over the field. The Carolina Panthers are going to get killed. They're going to get killed in this football game. And they don't score points. They don't score points against anyone. Look at the game they had against the Saints. Look at the game they had where Red Rifle was their best chance at scoring points against Seattle.
Red Rifle.
If Red Rifle was playing this game, I'd take Carolina. Because currently, Red Rifle is more consistent than Bryce Young. Bryce Young hasn't figured out how to score points in the NFL yet. He hasn't. I think he'll be fine. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback. He's not Desmond Rittering it out there, but he's certainly not C.J. Strouding it out there. So, this to me, as soon as Goff came out last week and they had a turnover and Green Bay scored 3 in Lambeau, and he just put his head down, snapped the ball, and said, we're going to score a touchdown right fucking now. As soon as they did that, I went, Detroit finally flipped the switch. They're ready to win this division. They're the team to beat. They know what's happening here. You saw what they did to Atlanta in Detroit 2 weeks ago. Atlanta's offense, even with Ritter, is currently still better than Detroit's because of the way they run the football. And they could not move the ball at all. I don't think Carolina moves this ball at all. I know that you don't like unders. I do. I'm teasing this one to 51.5. I'm taking Detroit -3. I'm probably grabbing Detroit -9 or 8.5, wherever this line ends up. I'm all over the Lions. I'm survivor picking it. I'm ready to fucking go. The Panthers are bad, just like the Bears. I make money betting against bad football teams.
So I just tried to put my bet in right now on the Lions on the straight 9.5, and literally went to my usual book I do for straight bets. Went to submit it, and line moved to -10. I went to my other book, said 9.5. I put it in at 9.5. Went to submit, changed to -10.
The books are currently streaming the podcast, and we've been winning at 70%, so they're moving the fucking lines as we speak. They're like, he's right, actually. Let's go to 10. Yeah, I don't know. I might get screwed. This line goes to like 10, 10.5. Then I just won't straight bet the Lions. It's fine, but
I mean,
at some point, the number's big enough to where some money's going to pour in on Carolina. Some pro somewhere is going to see the number and do the ugly button press that I did on Tennessee last week, because at some point there's value in numbers. It's just, that's all we're doing here. There's not enough value in the world for me to back quarterbacks like Bryce Young and Desmond Ritter, though. There's not. Yeah. There's just not. I'm all about pressing the button and taking a bad number. We've done a lot of that this year. We've won a lot of those this year. I don't think these are the spots. I think these are the spots where teams just get killed. Bad teams just get killed.
Yep. I agree.
We're going to move on to AR5. Yeah. Al's game of the week. He loves. You going to be in Indy, brother?
No, I won't be in any of this game.
Oh, you took a game off?
Yeah, 4 games in a row. I needed a week off to stay home.
You know, normally I let you have the first take here, but I got to be honest. I know why you took the week off. You took the week off because you saw that Mike Vrabel was going to roll into town, and the Titans always beat the shit out of the Colts, and you didn't want to have to sit there and watch it happen again while you try to figure out how Ryan Tannehill somehow always looks like Peyton Manning when he plays against your defense. You just didn't want to do it. You're like, I don't want to deal with this not being able to fucking tackle Derrick Henry. I'm just going to stay home.
No, that's not it. The reason I got it is that I had my friends that sit next to me, directly in front of me at the stadium. They have their daughter's friends in town, and they asked me if I was going to the game. I said I haven't got my ticket yet. They go, would you be willing to sell us your tickets? And if you decide to go, you could, be able to get tickets somewhere else, because my daughter wants to have all our friends together. And I said, Teresa, no problem. I have no problem with selling my tickets for the game.
God, you really are a nice guy.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. All my tickets, what I paid for them, and then now they have their seats. So it gives me a reason to stay home and enjoy the game. But
I got to be honest. As much shit as I want to talk, I just don't think there's anything to talk here. The fact of the matter is, the Colts are plus 1.5. I don't understand it.
It went to +2 now.
I don't know why. I can find it right now. There's one site where the Colts are plus 2.5.
Wow, I would love to take that.
I'll text you the site. I'm looking right at it. I don't want to say it out loud, but I mean, this is crazy to me. Mike Vrabel is one of the best underdog coaches in the world. In Tennessee, they're not going on the road to Indy and winning this game. The Indianapolis Colts are on my lock it in. I said lock it in as a pick 'em, and now you can get points. I would wait and see if you can get this line to 3. If you get this line to 3, it is an absolute slam dunk. You're hammering the Colts. The Colts have played fine this year. AR5 was a little rusty last week coming back from injury. Had a bad first half against the Rams. They showed up big in the second half. They've got a lot of momentum. They're at home. Tennessee's coming off a huge win. The Bengals. Total prototypical letdown spot here. Colts. The Colts. We're ready for the Colts this week. Tennessee is going to lose this football game. Jonathan Taylor may be back. I don't know if that helps, but I don't see how it can be worse, even if he only gets 10 carries.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the Colts here a lot. One of my favorite bets of the week, Al. Anything to add?
No, I like it a lot too. I like it as well. I mean, if the publics want to keep betting on the Titans, please run that number up on the Colts, and I can get more points. I don't mind.
Here's the interesting part. 51% of bets are on Indy, 61% of the money, and the line keeps moving towards Indy.
Yeah, here's a line I think people should do. A 3-team teaser right now. Take Houston +8, Detroit -4, and the Colts +8. Lock it in right now. Yeah, I think that Houston Texans line drops to a pick 'em. I think by game time, that Texans game drops to a pick 'em, and you're going to lose those 2 points. Detroit probably increases to like 10.5. So if you can get Detroit -4, take the Colts +8 and Texans +8, go for it right now because that lines of the 2 games will probably move.
I certainly don't hate it, and I have all of those lines teased myself, although I've got Detroit down to 3, which is much better than 4, but still, I don't think it's going to matter, quite frankly.
No, it don't matter either.
We are going down to Miami, Florida. Oh, yeah, not for the nightlife scene. We're not clubbing. All we're going to do is watch the Miami Dolphins beat the New York Giants over the head with a club all game long. 89% of the bets are currently on Miami. 95% of the money. Everyone, from the first day bettor to a guy that's been doing this for 50 years, has thrown their hands in the air, said, I surrender. I'm never backing the Giants. They suck. And, the line is currently 10.5. Do we care?
No, I don't. But this is a game there. It's a game that I know everyone's been betting the Dolphins, and they're going to be like saying, okay, the Giants look so freaking bad. They can't score any points at home, but they're on the road where they actually have scored points. And I think Brian Dable can make adjustments. The Dolphins got blown out by the Buffalo Bills last weekend. I know it was on the road as well, but I just don't know if I feel like, I don't know, in the NFL, when you're getting double digits and you are a team that's coming off a really, really bad, couple losses, I just feel like the Giants can actually come back in this game and make it a close game. I think they'll make this.
They got sacked 11 fucking times.
I get that, but because they get killed in one game doesn't mean it's going to happen in back-to-back. It's a rare occasion a team gets that kind of a performance back-to-back.
They have the worst points differential in the first half since 2005.
But it's the NFL, and guess what? They make adjustments. Adjustments always get made, and I think a lot of people are going to think this is not going to happen. The Dolphins are too good of a team, too offensive power, that people are going to lay all this money on the Dolphins.
I am a lot of people.
Yeah.
Guess who else is a lot of people? 89% of the bets, 95% of the money. Literally the entire world likes the Dolphins.
Which means Vegas is going to get their upset win, and yet Giants are going to
100%. There's going to be a phone call made, and we're going to – yeah, I feel you. I just don't care. The fact is, look, this is not an overreaction to Monday Night Football. It's not. This is a reaction to the atrocity of Week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys, followed by whatever the fuck we watched against the Cardinals, followed by whatever the fuck I watched on Monday, And the fact is, I'm now just confident that they suck. They suck. The New York Football Giants are a bad football team. And if not for the fact that the Bears have a historically bad defense, the Giants would easily be the worst team in football. The Giants probably have the worst offense in football.
The lock of this game, now, Darren Waller, anytime touchdown. Do it right now.
I think the lock of this game is the over. Over is currently sitting at 48.5. Quite frankly, Miami will get 35 of it on their own. So if they have any hope of covering this spread, they've got to do some of what they did against Arizona. And obviously, Miami's defense is somewhat vulnerable. Denver had a decent game against them. The Bills had a decent game against them. I don't think the Giants just don't score ever. Saquon likely will be back. That helps a lot. I don't think it helps enough. This is a track meet shootout. The Dolphins are pissed about last week. And right now, the Giants are about to be the whipping boy. Lay it. Just, first of all, you auto-tease this, for sure. But I'm laying it, and I like teasing the over, honestly.
Yeah. I like the over as well.
All right. Bill Belichick is struggling. He's on the phone daily. He's calling Tom Brady. He's like, hey, man, Gisele's not here to talk you out of it. Can you come play quarterback? I drafted this Mac Jones kid, and they're really fucked up. And he's just trying to figure out what he could do. He called Nick Saban. Nick Saban was like, dude, I can't play offense down in Alabama now either. Everyone's distracted. Now he's got an injured Matthew Judon.
Out for the year.
Out for the year. He's missing his cornerback, his number one, the best cornerback that he's had since Revis Island, Christian Gonzalez. Not playing in this game. I mean, you benched Mac Jones for Bailey Zappi, and then you zapped him back to the bench just as fast as you fucking put him in. This is a bad football team. The New England Patriots are a bad football team. And yet, they're only getting 1 point because they're playing against the New Orleans Aints, which they've been called for years. I don't know. Is it Derek Carr? Is it Jameis Winston? Why is Olave getting 1 target, but Kamara's getting 13 receptions? I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's Derek Carr, man. I don't know what his deal is. I mean, you go to a team like that with that kind of power, offensive firepower on your team, and you can't be scoring 35 points a game. It's just
35. My man can't get double digits.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, but I'm saying a team with that much talent, with a so-called quarterback that supposed to be that good, should be scoring 25 to 30 points a game. But they're scoring like 12 or 10 average, whatever the fuck it is. It's terrible. Like, I don't understand.
71% of the bets are currently on the Saints. 58% of the money's on New England. So the Sharps still love Belichick without his 2 best players. Not just defensive players. The 2 best players of the whole football team.
Bill Belichick is a better coach than Dennis Allen. And because the Saints are struggling so much on the quarterback side of theyings, the Saints and Patriots are in the same boat as far as the quarterback goes. Both are struggling as quarterbacks. This game is going to be a absolute field goal game.
This game is the under. Is the under. If you haven't already got the under, go and get the under.
Yeah, pretty much. This game's going to be like
this 12. Is ugly. It's boring. I don't want to watch it. I have no interest in it. I'm not going to learn anything from it. I think I'm going to live bet the game, just kind of see how the game's going. Let these guys come out here and just show us who wants to play football. Neither one of them would be my guess.
Yeah.
It's a bad football game. That's my least favorite game of the week. And we're going to follow it with my second least favorite game of the week. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Mitchell Trubisky are going to host the Baltimore Ravens practice squad in Pittsburgh. Baltimore is currently -4.
Yeah, that's how bad Trubisky is. That's how bad the bettors realize. Trubisky is not a good quarterback. He is absolute garbage. He's absolute trash.
Kenny Pickett might play, but he's not really much better.
He's not much better, and he's on a bum knee. And he's a knee bruise. If you move around the pocket a lot and you're getting under pressure, or if you get hit a certain way, you're out of the game. Or you get sacked, tackled, and
Odds are Trubisky's taking a snap, whether that's the beginning of the game or the end of it.
Correct. I don't think Kenny Pickett lasts the whole game. I think Ravens pass rush will get to Pickett, will sack him, and will injure his knee even more. But whatever it is,
Here's what I want you to do. I have a ton of stats on this football game, like a ton.
Okay.
And I want you to give me your picks and what you're going to bet in this game, and then I want to see if I can change your mind based on the historical data that's sitting in front of me.
Well, I like Baltimore -4, and I like the under 44 in a teaser. I think these is a division game. I think both teams are going to be battling because it's division. I don't think this game scored a lot of points. So I like Baltimore in this game. I'm going to go with 20-6 as my final score.
All right. Well, historically in this series, the underdog has won against the spread 22-5-3 whenever Tomlin plays Harbaugh.
Okay.
The underdogs covered 11 straight. Since 2005, they're 15-1-1 against the spread if the line is 3 or more.
Wow.
You still don't like the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I still like the Baltimore Ravens because guess what? Good streaks like that come to an end eventually, and this is the week it comes to an end.
I got to be honest. I like the Baltimore Ravens, but I just gave you all the historical data on Mike Tomlin versus Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Now let me give you this. 75% of the bets are currently on the Pittsburgh Steelers. 81% of the money. I am running away from this game like I'm young again and I'm ready to go run fucking triathlons. I am gone. I am out the door. I'll take an elevator if I could find one. I want to be part of Kelsey's getaway car. I'll hold on to the back. I'm out of here. I want nothing to do with this football game. I want nothing to do with -4. I don't want anything to do with Trubisky or Pickett or Lamar and his fans that are playing on the field currently. I'm good. There's just better spots. This seems all bad. This game is always boring unless you're a Ravens or a Steelers fan. I just don't care. I'm just moving on.
Yeah. Baltimore in the under.
I don't like it. Al wants to go with Baltimore in the under, and I'm not saying he's wrong. 15-1-1. I'm running away because I sure as hell am not putting my money on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think under is the best play, honestly. Under is the best play.
Yeah, but they set it at 38 because they know as well as we do that Baltimore unders hit like every fucking week.
True.
38 is such a low number. We could tease the over to 32, and neither one of us are confident enough to do that. What a shitty football game. Speaking of which, another shitty football game.
Oh, Bengals, Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals are going to host the Cincinnati. Holy shit, we've bungled our whole season.
Can we just skip this game? Because this game is really not worth even talking about because the Bungles are trash. Joe Burrow is not Joe Burrow. Cardinals suck my balls. And I hate this game with all passion because whenever I bet the Bengals, I lose. I bet against the Cardinals, I lose. I bet the Cardinals, I lose. It's just I hate this fucking game. Let's just not talk about this game. This game's stupid. It's a boring-ass game. No one's going to go to it. And don't bet it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think Big Al is upset. But what we do on this podcast at the Printing Money home is we discuss every single game. And I would like to discuss a universe, a dimension, a place in time and space continuum where Joseph Burrow, Mr. Cigar Smoking, Joe fucking Cool, is favored by 3 over Josh Dobbs.
No idea how. I mean, I don't know what odds makers have seen. Have they not been watching Joe Burrow play football? I mean, really, have they not been watching him play football for 4 weeks? Like, he is.
Well, I haven't watched him play football for 4 weeks. I haven't seen him play football at all fucking season.
He has one pass touchdown this year? I think he has one pass touchdown, I believe.
It's bad, man.
I think he has one pass touchdown this year.
It's bad enough to where I'm happily starting Brock Purdy in our fantasy league over Joe Burrow every week with a big ass smile on my face. Have you noticed?
Yeah, I think the bet in this game, hands down, is the under 44.5. Both teams don't score.
Yeah, but the Bengals also have no defense. Ryan Tannehill came out and looked like Tom Brady in his prime last week.
Yeah, but look at the turnovers. There were some turnovers that led to Tennessee having a short field.
Sure.
So you take those turnovers away. And look, the game was 27-3. It went under. It was 30 points scored in this game.
I got it. But
Bengals
what I'm trying to say is that the Cardinals actually score points every week. The Cardinals scored points last week against San Francisco. The Cardinals scored points against Dallas.
They play against the Cowboys and the Niners. That's a good point.
Yeah, the Cardinals can score. The Bengals can't. They've done nothing to show they can't, and they can't stop anything on defense. Currently, statistically speaking, the Cincinnati Bengals are a bottom 5 team in the NFL. I don't know how that happened. I don't know when that happened. I'd be lying like a motherfucker if I said I knew that was going to happen. I don't know what's going on. Joe Burrow honestly should just be on the bench, rehabbing whatever the fuck is wrong, because every week that he comes out and he throws a football, he's embarrassing himself. I mean, this is a guy that was 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes at one point. This is a kid that was playing in Super Bowls. This was a guy that was supposed to be a franchise figurine staple quarterback for 20-plus fucking years, having what is one of the worst seasons I've ever seen from a professional quarterback ever. If you're that injured, it's affecting your game that much, then sit it the fuck out and give your team a chance to win because you're not it.
Yep. He's stubborn.
I don't want to trash the kid. I like Joe Burrow a lot. And I think we know what Joe Burrow's talent level is, and he's out here and he's trying to gut it out, and that's great. But you're obviously not Mahomes. You can't gut it out and still play at a high level. I don't know how severe the injury is. I wouldn't be shocked if they come out and say he's got a torn calf or who knows what's going on. So I'm not trying to call him a bitch or anything else. I'm certainly not trying to do that. If you're that injured, it's affecting your game this much to where you've went from a top 3 quarterback, call it top 5 if you really want to argue with me, fine. No one's arguing lower than that, to a bottom 5 quarterback, then you're too hurt to play football.
Do you know what their backup is? Exactly.
The answer is yes, but I can't remember his name. If you say it, I know it.
Jake Browning, I believe, is backup.
I believe you're right.
And if the Bengals had Gardner Minshew as their backup, I guarantee you now Gardner Minshew would be playing and Burrow would be on IR. But because their backup is Jake Browning, they feel like, okay, if Burrow can play, he's not playing football. We watched him. He's not playing really football at all. He's not
even playing at 70% of himself.
Correct.
He looks atrocious.
They feel that he would play better than Jake Browning would play. So that shows how much faith they have in their backup.
Okay, so if you think Jake Browning's that bad, then why is he on your roster?
Because there's no one else out there to get. Who are you going to get? Colin Kaepernick? There's no other quarterback out there. Cam Newton? No. I mean, why? They're not going to go pay a vet. They'd rather pay the guy named Jake.
Hold on. They can go get Carson Wentz. They can go get Carson Wentz.
Yeah, but they
can call Phillip Rivers. They can go get Matt Ryan. Don't tell me there's no one that can play better than Joe Burrow is playing right fucking now.
It's not that. It's not that, Travis. The thing is these free agent quarterbacks that are available, they want to play for like 5, 6, 7, 8 million. They don't want to play for league minimum. Jake Browning's salary this year, $715,000. That's his salary.
Well, when you want to be cheap, you get shitty play.
Okay, well, yeah.
Maybe instead of paying an injured Burrow, instead of paying an injured $1 million in a contract extension, maybe you should have fucking got one of these guys back for $5 million.
Yeah, well, they didn't. So now they really can't go and spend $5 to $8 million on Cam Newton or Carson Wentz or Matt Ryan because Joe Burrow technically is not in their eyes. Joe Burrow is not injured, but to everyone else's eyes and the bettors.
Well, I got to be honest. If Joe Burrow's not injured, this contract is the worst contract in the history of the fucking NFL.
Yeah.
If Joe Burrow's not injured, this contract is worse than what the New York Football Giants paid Danny Dimes, which is embarrassing, by the way. I so wish I could be as bad at my job as Daniel Jones is at playing quarterback in the NFL.
It's fucking A.
Okay? He's got the Brandon Staley deal. He's the Brandon Staley of quarterbacks. We have no idea why the fuck he's there. We don't know why they're paying him. We don't know why no one's fired him yet, but he shows up every day. He's like Skip Bayless talking sports. What do we got in this game? Do you want anything in the Bengals and the Cardinals besides a migraine? I anything. Is there
I think
anything to do
the
here?
best play in this game, I really think the under is the best play in this game. 44.5. I don't see both teams scoring over 44 points. I mean, if anything, tease the under.
I don't hate it because the Bengals might not score at all.
No, Bengals will score, but I think it's gonna be a very low scoring game. I think the highest.
I like the Cardinals +9. I really do.
On a tease. I don't know. It's I don't know, man. It could be 10. It could be 10-0 fucking Bengals. It could be 10-0 Cardinals. I don't know, man. This game, the best play in this game, hands down, is the under. If you're gonna tease it, tease the under. Don't tease.
Quite frankly, I think the best bet in this game is no bet at all.
Yeah, no bet at all. But if you're
one of those people that has to have money on every game, which I understand because sometimes I get in that mood, then yeah, those are the only two options. You're not laying 3 with the Bungles.
And you're not taking a plus with the Cardinals because you could basically be a 10-0 game.
Well, apparently 61% of people and 82% of the money has taken +3 with the Arizona Cardinals. So just because you and I don't have faith, pros and Joes are like, Joe Burrow is done.
He's not done. I mean, he's in a bad year. Every quarterback has a bad year. It happens.
Dude, this isn't a bad year. This man has fallen off a cliff. The word fatality is currently written on the screen. He's putting another quarter in to play in the arcade. It's over.
He will make adjustments. He has talent around him.
I hope so. I have a fantasy roster that's relying on him to win championships, damn it. Ugh. Yeah.
On to the Eagles and Rams.
That's where we're at. Go ahead. You give the introduction. Since you're there, you got this.
Yeah. Next game, let's go to the Philadelphia Eagles in SoFi against the Rams, who have an injured Matthew Stafford. The line's currently at 4.5, over under 50.5. I am going to probably fade the Eagles here. I think the Rams play really good at home against a top-tier team. This game can very well be a field goal game. I saw Philly play at home against Washington last week. The Rams actually have a chance to win this game.
A chance?
Yeah.
That's what you're going with? Because I bet them on the money line. I've been fading the damn Eagles for weeks. I think the Eagles' secondary is atrocious. They are down to their third-string cornerbacks. I think that their defensive line gets pressure, but not enough. I think their linebacking core is really bad either way, but there's nobody in the middle, right? There's not a lot of experience here. I think they're really suffering the loss of 2 coordinators that are coaching really well in the NFL right now as head coaches, and Sirianni is struggling to do what they were all doing together. I think Jalen Hurts looks a little bit off, not a ton off, but a little bit off. I think the offense is a little frustrated with them, not making some throws to AJ that he normally would, Devonta Smith, etc. They're not a bad football team. I'm not trying to say the Philadelphia Eagles are a bad football team. They're probably still a top 5 team in the NFL. They're not the number 1 team in the NFL. They're not the number 1 team in the NFC. They're not the team they were last year. Something is a little bit off, and the lines haven't adjusted at all. The lines are coming out like they're still the juggernaut they were last year. And as long as those lines stay as inflated as they are right now, which is you're telling me the Philadelphia Eagles are 7.5 points better than the Rams, the 4.5 they're favored by, and the 3 the Rams should be getting for home field. You think the Philadelphia Eagles are 7.5 points better than the team that went into Seattle and whooped their ass and then played the Niners close? No. They're not. They're just not. And not at home. If this game is in Lincoln Financial Field, you might get me behind this.
Yeah.
Not in SoFi. Not the way that Puka's playing. You don't have an answer for Puka.
And Cooper got practice today, so you know. He did practice today.
Cooper got practice today. I mean, and you can say what you want about Stafford's injury. The fact is, Stafford is one of the toughest quarterbacks in the NFL. And if he says he's ready to go, unlike Burrow, he's ready to go. And he'll play at the same level.
100%. Agree.
Stafford, I'm telling you right now, I don't just like the 4.5. I like the Rams to win this game.
I did take the Rams plus 4.5, and I took them on the money line for some money. So I did bet that as well.
You like? By the way, I think it's a no-brainer that you tease the Rams to 10.5.
100%.
Get the Rams at 10.5. It's probably my favorite teaser of the week. Go get the Rams at 10.5. All right.
Yep.
The Denver Broncos. Speaking of games that, quite frankly, I think it's going to be really hard to get excited about, Big Al, are hosting the New York Jets.
Zach Wilson Oh yeah.
This game is bad. You have one team that can't play any defense at all in the Denver Broncos. You have Zach Wilson who can't score points. And I don't care what he gives this to the Chiefs. He can't score points. Like, you've got the Jets who play really good defense. The Broncos who play average offense. A bunch of players that, quite frankly, no one really cares about. Two head coaches that are past what their prime was in the NFL. Saleh was better as our defensive coordinator, and Peyton was much better in New Orleans. I don't know. Denver's minus 1.5, bud. What do you want? Because I want to turn the TV off, drink another bourbon, and just watch whatever other games are on.
It's a tough pick. I don't know. I mean, Zach Wilson plays so good.
I'll give you the obvious pick. I teased the Jets to 7.5. Their defense is good enough to keep this close.
Yeah, 7.5 is probably the best play.
I think it's the only play. I don't know what to do with the over-under.
Yeah, the only play is a tease the Jets. I don't know about the game line. I don't know who to take.
And even then, it's one of those where, like, I'm not anchoring the Jets. I teased them there on one ticket. I'm not going to go put them on a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
Exactly.
trust Zach Wilson. I just don't.
I think you're gonna tease them. Do Jets and the Rams on a tease on a 2-teamer. If you want to do a 3-teamer, take the Jets, Rams, and the under the Bengals on a 3-team teaser. If you want to put a little action on the game and mix it with someone other team, I think the teaser is the best play in this game. I don't see it going straight. I really don't know who to go straight on the Broncos or Jets. So safe play.
They're both way too inconsistent. Is honestly what the problem is. I can tell you that the public thinks the answer is the Jets. There's 70% of the bets are on the Jets, but 52% of the money is on Denver. So clearly, sharps think Denver's the play.
Yeah, that's plus 7.5 on a tease. Tease it with the Rams plus 10.5. I think it's a good teaser.
In a game that's really different this week than all the other ones we're talking about, we've got a battle of the gunslingers. Over here in Minnesota, Kirk Cousins and I don't know what version of Patrick Mahomes we're going to see because the version we got on Sunday night was questionable at best.
Mahomes
60%.
struggles against good defenses. Keep that in mind. Against a defense
What happened against the Jets had nothing to do with their defense. His touch was so off in this football game. I've never seen him miss receivers by the margin he was missing. Kelsey and him were on the wrong page on running optional routes. They were completely off. He was completely off, and it didn't have anything to do with the Jets scheme at all.
Yeah. Every quarterback's going to have a questionable game. He had a questionable game last week. Unfortunately,
he had statistically the worst game of his career.
Look at him when he has a game where he struggles, statistically wise. Look at his follow-up game.
Oh, you're going to make my point right now. Because I'm telling you right now where I'm going, and I already locked it in. Chiefs -5. Go get it. Get it now. You can get it at 4 today. I got it at 5. You can get it at 4 today. Go get it at 4. Because if there is ever a get-right spot for Patrick Mahomes, you can't have a better Christmas morning gift wrap than Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. You can't. Minnesota doesn't play defense.
Yeah.
This is the greatest get-right spot of all, man. Mahomes is just the luckiest guy on the planet. He's already insanely talented. He goes and struggles and then gets this Christmas gift. Like, holy shit.
On the other side of the ball, the Chiefs really have no one to defend JJ. So the over, I think, is the best
No
way.
team has anyone to defend JJ. What is your point?
Well, then, in that case, bet the over.
Yeah. No, I agree. I like the over. You got an over of 52.5. I'll tell you right now, I'll be teasing it down. This thing's going over.
Yep.
But yeah, you can get the Chiefs at 4 right now. I love it. I really do. 53% of the money's on the Vikings. I think that was early week money when they were grabbing the Vikings at 6 and 5.5. Mahomes doesn't typically cover big spreads like that, but I think he covers 4 here. I think the Vikings are pretty damn bad.
I think the Chiefs win by a touchdown. Like 34-27, 34-28.
Yeah, me too. We're going to skip the game of the week because we're going to talk about it last.
Yes.
So we're going to move to Monday night.
Packers. Jordan Love, baby. Love Nation, give me some love.
That's if you're part of Love Nation, feel free to hit that subscribe button, like, and follow. I may gain like 3 fucking fans doing that. Thank you, Al. I appreciate the plug. We've got the Las Vegas Raiders and the Green Bay Packers. 62% of the bets on Vegas.
Yep.
54% of the money.
Take Packers in the over.
Green Bay minus 1.
Lock it in right now. Cha-choom. Lock it in.
Green Bay minus 1.
Packers minus 1. Take the over 44.5. That game's going over, and the Packers are going to win this game.
Who's playing quarterback for the Raiders?
Probably Garoppolo. I'm sure he'll be back. I'm sure he'll clear concussion protocol by Monday.
Who do you trust more, Jimmy G and Devontae Adams, or Jordan Love and the circus of receivers?
Jordan Love and Jaden Reed. That's who I trust. I love Jaden Reed. I think he's a great rookie receiver, and he's doing some good things over there.
He's not Devontae Adams.
Not yet. It's only been 4 games. It's only been 4. Devontae Adams didn't not come out until his end of season 2 is when he started going off. So every receiver takes time. It's not everyone's just Jefferson. Devontae Adams didn't become a stud receiver until season 2, towards the end of the year.
Yeah, but he's the stud in this football game.
I get it.
You can talk all you want about Aaron Jones. What was he against the Lions?
Well, he wasn't 100% healthy. Let's be real. He wasn't healthy. He clearly wasn't healthy.
Is he 100% this week?
I don't know. I mean, I'm having he's practicing or not. I don't know if he practices there or not.
You got a lot of love for a game that you don't know anything about.
No, I just know that Jordan Love is the better quarterback between the two, and I think.
Wow, Jimmy Garoppolo has led teams to the playoffs every year. Jimmy Garoppolo has played in the fucking Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo has a higher completion percentage, higher QBR rating, hell of a lot more experience. What are you talking about?
Go Jordan Love.
All right, well, here's what you could do, folks. You could follow Big Al right off the cliff blindly behind Jordan Love like many of you did last week when I laid big money on the Detroit Lions for the easiest bet of the week. Or you can understand that the Las Vegas Raiders are coming home, baby. Allegiant Stadium. They're getting healthy. And it's not going to fucking matter because as much shit as I want to talk, I already backed the Packers in this football game. So I don't think it matters. This game isn't about Jimmy Garoppolo, and it's not even about Jordan Love. It's about the lack of Raiders defense.
Yep.
That's what it's about. It's about a distraction in Chandler Jones' arrest, and I swear the Jones brothers just can't stay out of fucking trouble. It's incredible. It's about a head coach that if not for Brandon Staley would be the worst coach in the league, but he gets saved by that moniker by me every week. Did you see the Raiders play the Chargers last week as Brandon Staley and Josh McDaniels tried to one-up each other over and over again for who the worst damn coach in the league was? Just shitty-ass call out of my shitty-ass call. Like, no, I'm worse. No, I'm worse. It's like, what the wrong with both of you?
I don't know how Staley has a coaching job still. I don't understand it.
Every week? I'm telling you, what this show really is a call to arms to fire Brandon Staley. If you want to get behind that movement, smash the like button, hit the follow button, make sure you subscribe. I call to arms every time I'm on the air. That's how you get fans right there. There's a legion of Chargers fans that understand fire Brandon Staley is a thing.
Seriously, please fire that coach.
Yeah. No, hey, you know what I think is cool is that I had no reason to even talk about Brandon Staley because they won last week and he's on a bye week, but I still made sure to plug in how much I hate Brandon Staley. I'm proud of that. It's good. Yeah, the Raiders are just dysfunctional. That's what they are, and the Packers are a better football team. In a close game, I'll take Matt LaFleur. And that's what this is to me. I'm not taking Jordan Love. I don't have all the love for Jordan Love. He hasn't earned it yet from me. But I love Matt LaFleur. I do. And I think that the Packers do enough to win this football game. I just do. I very much like the over, too. 44.5 is way too low. The fact that you could tease this to 38 seems crazy to me. Like, almost too easy.
I agree. I love the over a lot, and I love the Packers a lot. I mean, I'm all over on both of them. I'd say
all right.
Be a good game to watch, and I like 31-24.
All right. So then can we do what we came here to do?
Yep.
You ready to go?
Let's go.
Sunday Night Football. That's right. We're the best lineup to play for the NFC Showdown of the year. Yeah. We've got a playoff NFC Championship game, a preview, if you will, of how the 49ers are going to whip the shit out of the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go?
Niners.
84% of the money, 79% of the bets have been laid at 49ers minus 3.5. A line that actually looked ahead at 4.5 until Dallas blew out the Patriots. And with all that money pouring in, they won't move it. It's still sitting at 3.5 right now. I have no idea why they're giving it to us at 3.5. I love 3.5. You go ahead and do whatever you want, people. Feel free to tease the Cowboys to whatever you want. The fact of the matter is Mike McCarthy cannot coach against Kyle Shanahan. It gets proven every single year. We destroy and dominate this matchup. Brock Purdy takes care of the football at a much higher rate than Dak Prescott could ever even have dreams of doing. We live in Dak Prescott's head like a nightmare on fucking Elm Street. And this kid is going to come out and Fred Warner's going to do what he always does. He's going to play the middle while CeeDee Lamb gets shut down. They're going to try to run the ball to Pollard, and Bosa's going to shut that down. Dak's going to make mistakes, trying to do too much like he always does, and we're just going to win this game again. I don't know why you're overthinking it. I don't know what you're thinking about. The Cowboys can't beat us when they're healthy. They've got major injuries. The Niners are healthy across the board. Christian McCaffrey is on pace to be the best running back in NFL history if he continues to score at this pace. The Dallas Cowboys get shredded by the run worse than the Packers shred cheese off their heads every week, okay? This team is not going to win this football game. I realize that you are all delusional Cowboys fans. I got it. Let me explain something to you. We them boys is going to lose. We them boys are going home. We them boys paid a lot of money for my tickets to sit and lose this weekend while I sit at home on my sofa and watch the Niners bang, bang. How do you feel about that, Al?
Niner Nation all the way. Cowboys can suck it. Niner Nation.
This is not your game. It's not your time. It ain't going to be your decade. I don't know what to tell you. You got to get rid of Mike McCarthy. You've got to get somebody better than Dak Prescott. And as long as you roll this team on the field into Santa Clara to play the Niners at Levi, the result is going to be the same. That's what's going to happen. 3.5, if you can get it, go get it. I don't like to tease through 0. That's just my rule. I don't tease through 0. I don't think it's a smart bet, so I wouldn't tease through 0. I'm not going to recommend anyone teasing the Cowboys to 9.5 because, quite frankly, I think they can lose by more than that here. I don't know what to make of the over or under. The Niners have scored a lot of points recently. So, to me, this is a straight bet, minus 3.5. Sit back, print some money, and enjoy because the Cowboys are just not on the 49ers level. We are good to go here. All right, well, Al, let's do a little bit of a teaser wrap-up for the people. Let me know if I forget anything here. I like the Washington Commanders teased down to a pick 'em against the Chicago Bears. Al likes the over 38.5. We've got the Buffalo Bills teased down to a pick 'em in London. That's pretty much the only teaser bet of that game. We've got the Houston Texans teased to 8, and it might be our favorite bet of the week. We've got Detroit teased down to 3.5 or 4 or 3, whatever you got in that. We don't really care. Detroit should roll. We've got the Indianapolis Colts teased up to 8.5 at some spots. If you can get it over a touchdown, you take it because we think they just went outright. We've got the Miami Dolphins teased down to 5 or 5.5 in some instances because Daniel Jones is the most overpaid quarterback in football. And you just back Tua and you just go with it. That's what we're here to do. We also like the over at 42.5. We've got nothing in the New England-New Orleans game other than the under because these two teams suck.
Yep.
We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens teased to the under of 44. It's my least favorite bet of the week, but I guess we've got it. We don't hate it. We've got the Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals under 50.5. We've got the Rams teased to 10.5, and what might be the other side of that coin with the Texans, where I flip it and say, which one of these bets do I love more? We've got the Jets teased to 7.5 against the faltering Denver Broncos. Sorry. We have the Chiefs and the Minnesota Vikings teased to the over, and we love it. You could also just tease the Chiefs here to win. In this spot where the Vikings just don't win football games, I don't mind going through 0. We've got the over teased to 38 in the Green Bay-Las Vegas game. And then from there, we like the Colts lock it in, the Chiefs lock it in, the Dolphins lock it in, the Texans lock it in. I will probably also lay Detroit. I may also lay the Rams money line for a sprinkle. I'm waiting on the line to move a bit here. If you get down to 2.5 with the Bengals, okay, you might get a little bit of my coin on prayers. But the fact is, the only other bet I like that we haven't talked about is you take out your money, you put 2 to 3 units on the San Francisco 49ers, because we're going to show them boys what it's like to play NFL football.
Yep, against an actual real NFL team.
Against the number 1 power ranking, healthy, current Super Bowl favorites, the San Francisco 49ers. This is a bad day for you, all day for you, Cowboys Nation. I love it. I can't wait to see Skip tweet some shit that you can't read. This is going to be great. Let's get this done. It's beautiful. Big Al, do you have anything else you'd like to say to the people?
Nope, that's it. I mean, I think we had some good solid plays in there. Just, play with your gut and then follow our predictions, man. I think we have really good predictions this week. I think we do really well this week. We have some good numbers, especially on the teaser lines. So let's go make some money, guys.
Where can everybody find you? Remind them.
Big Al Poker, at Big Al Poker on Instagram.
At Big Al Poker on Instagram. You can find me at Printing Money Podcast. You can find us there on YouTube for this show. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. That is where I give all the plays that change. So, for example, last week, obviously, Deshaun Watson got ruled out 8:30 a.m. Sunday morning. I had told you to lock in the Browns. I immediately came on TikTok, said bet double the units on the Ravens and do it right now. If you missed that, you lost a play that we won. So you're going to want to go ahead and follow the TikTok and the Instagram at Printing Money Podcast so I can give you any live up-to-date changes. We also do a college football game day morning on Saturday where I give you every single line I'm playing. We're currently hitting over 70% in college football this season. And I've got breakdowns for you on that all day long on TikTok and Instagram. Other than that, we appreciate you coming out. Hit the like button, hit the follow, hit the subscribe, catch some more content. We'll be here all season long, printing money.
Gotta aim for the top like, hold up, yeah, I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element, it's evident that there's levels to the game.